Hi, so it may take me more than one try to do this video because I have no clue how to cover everything. But basically, it tells the last 24 hours how it has been since my last video. So I just wanted to keep it basically updated because a lot happened, firstly, and if it would be more than 24 hours, it would not make the most sense at all what happening because people they tend to forget very easily about stuff, I guess, that apparently this has nothing to relate to them. But some chapters are still gonna continue even after those 24 hours, but let's see exactly how and why. So as I mentioned, there was a tenant like where I rented this space for someone who was interested in renting, and it turns out they do drugs and we didn't like that. And that was yesterday. So 24 hours after the initial talk about it, we decided to find someone else for the space because we don't do drugs at all, and we found someone, and we let that person have the bags here because she wanted to take a shower and everything. Said great, uh, let's meet in a few hours. And yeah, in a few hours, so basically where I went away and she also went away for a few stuff, um a lot's happened. First of all, the last tenant, so basically the drug person who didn't had the reason to come back in our place, came back, and not sure how and why, but after those hours, like we met up again, so from 5 until 9, let's say in 4 hours. um we came back from the shopping district because we bought some juice and stuff to celebrate, like you know going into rent and stuff like that. Well, basically what happened, we saw light in this apartment where basically it should have not been anyone, and I asked like this girl, don't go because we don't know who that person is. It's not the landlord, it's not a tenant, it's no one basically, so just don't go. That was the initial talk. And as you can imagine, she was super shocked about how rapidly everything escalated from the moment I told her the previous person was a drug dealer and we had to remove him from the apartment, to the second part where someone already broke into the apartment and with full light I asked her to go and check how many people are there because I'm pretty sure that person was not coming alone. Usually people who do that don't never come alone, obviously, because they're not here to talk. So I ask her like what's happening. There's like, yeah, I see two people at the table. And I ask like why? Two people. So someone who I don't know and he's not allowed to, and someone else again that I don't know and he's not allowed to, or she, depending on who that person was. Uh, Fun part is, like, I remember like telling you I called the police twice about this person to be removed from the property. First time was around 2 in the morning. The second time was around 11, the same day. So we're talking the 24 hours now. Coming in. So not this day, but on Saturday, like yesterday, 24 hours until now. So let me just continue. Like the first time I told you, I tried to talk about this stuff with the drugs, and they didn't do anything. The second time, where this guy was away, he didn't, like, nothing was searched about drugs at all about this guy. It turns out, like, we were going inside, there was already not a police car standing, but a police truck, something way bigger. And I said, look, I don't know who is in there, but they're not allowed to be in our property, first of all. And I really said, don't go inside because we don't know those people. First of all, I would not expect anyone at this hour, and it's not safe, period. Then a girl, of course, she started to cry because she had, okay, I have my baggage, what is gonna happen and all that stuff. It's like, okay, baggage is one thing, but there are two intruders in our property, so I think that's more worrisome right now. And she panicked, and of course, like every normal person who was panicking, she talked to her parents, like, what should we do, and all that stuff. And they called the police, and she explained briefly that she wanted to go into her rent, and there are some, like, strange people there. And yeah, so that was the first time the police was called that day. And they arrived quickly, like in 5 to 10 minutes, I guess. It was a normal police car, this one. Like 2 people, a guy and a girl. And she said, okay, I'm panicking because I have my stuff there, I don't know what's happening. Apparently that was the reason, like, everyone was talking about, not why I was there and if it was my property or not. That was, again, something I need to reflect again on that. But I didn't say anything because I was just super panicking about what's happening at first, like everyone. And we all went inside. I was the only one with the key. Of course, I was the only one who opened. But everyone was like, even the police was like, yeah, why don't you try the door? She was looking at me. It was like, I tried to open and I couldn't. I was like, maybe it's locked. I don't know. If it's the strange guy locking the door, what do you want me to do? He's like, yeah, we'll try the door, she said. It's like, yeah. I really want to try a door with a stranger inside. Anyways, I opened the door, and what I see there are actually more than 2 people. 2 people standing on my table, on my kitchen table. 2 other people sitting on my couch. 4 people. And I just recognized the one that I told you, like, he's the drug person. Next to him was, I think, a friend, because they're both on the couch. And the other 2 people, they were on my table, spread with briefcases, a lot of papers with something written on it. I remember seeing some screenshots of some conversations. And the girl went in, she was like super panicking about everything. And everyone had to do a talk with me for some reason. So first of all, they insured my property. Then they called the police, and they were fully prepared with office work at my place. And I had no clue about it. I'm still thinking what happened, okay? Because this person probably, so that was his time probably calling the police at my place. And the police came to this property that is not his own, because he was just renting it, partially, not entirely, just one room. And the police came over, and it was not regular police, they were the special department for, I don't know, something that's illegal activity, that kind of stuff. I don't know exactly what they were doing in any case there. Because if you have a problem with somebody, usually you call the police. They don't come to your place at all, usually they just say, especially on the weekend, okay? Especially on the weekend, they don't do paperwork, they don't do anything, because I wanted to go to the anti-drug department, I told you, and they don't let me until Monday. But for those people, they came over to my place, okay? Where it's not even, I mean, they were just in rent 1 week or so they were not really entirely there, okay, with everything. They called the police, and not any police, some sort of illegal activity and some sort of office work, and all this was in my house, and I did not know about it. Fast forward, I told the girl later, look, usually this doesn't happen. The police usually sentence you to talk with some representative based on what people tell you, like a happening with you, if they have a conflict or some sort, and you're called in by some sort of police station, the local police or something, and you have to say or present some sort of documentation. But those people, in 3 hours, they went into my home, they stayed there, they called the police, and with those 2 policemen that I don't know, without my approval. They stayed there at least 3 hours waiting. Okay, and I told her this doesn't happen. Okay, the police is not allowed to go into your house at all, not without your approval, first of all. And those tenants definitely were not allowed to enter my home anymore, let alone call the police and wait there 3 hours. It's not allowed. Okay, so that was the thing where I really didn't know what was happening. And you know, the other two policemen that came for the girl, I think they knew each other. Those people, they were like, you know, they were looking each other looks like they exactly know what's going on or something. And this guy said, yeah, you know, this girl did this and that. I was like, yeah, man, but because you're a drug person, so that's why nothing is here from your stuff anymore. I'm sorry. I mean, we just removed the lease from you because you're a drug dealer. It was never discussed, this part. Anything except this part was, except this part. Okay, so I was pushed outside of my own apartment. I was not allowed to stay there for some reason. Okay, so I was in the hallway somewhere sitting, and those two policemen, they were, so the guy and the girl that came with for this girl that she was crying, they were with me the whole time. And they were telling me don't talk and blah blah blah. Well, it turns out that I told them more than one time, look, the police usually never helps the tenant in the first place. I know that because I also was a tenant. I was never helped. Last time I had a lease with someone, I lost a lot of stuff because the landlord pushed me out of the apartment because apparently he switched the agency he was working with, and he pushed me outside and I lost a lot of stuff. For example, you didn't do anything for me at that point. You said, like, it's not your problem. Now for this tenant who comes here 1 week, you go literally full throttle with the office on me where nothing happened, and you wait for me without my approval in my home, and now you push me outside even though I have full right to use this apartment because it's mine. Really? And fast forward, a lot of talk was about apparently me. They were asking me, you know, simple questions, and the most talk was apparently about, I told them, like, look, we do media coverage and that kind of stuff. We go to events and, you know, basically marketing and all that stuff. And they were laughing and said, yeah, you don't have a job. I was like, we have a job. This is our base. Okay? And yeah, they didn't believe I was working at all. They didn't believe I have an office here, while they were inside in my own apartment. They were literally laughing in my face and saying I don't have a job. So apparently I'm not allowed to stay here. That's the bottom line, you know. Anyways. So fast forward. I said to this guy, look, if I were to be like that girl who's 18, I probably would have cried as much as she because of what you said. But I didn't, because I said, look, this is the third time where you say something like that, where you don't protect what I do, who I am, for this city, for this society. You say shit to me. That's why I'm not crying, because I saw this more than one time. And now you've vandalized my own house? Seriously? Like, what the fuck? I'm sorry. And at some point, like, I'm not sure, they were just trash talking me. And I said, look, I'm tired. I mean, after the drug dealer and I had to clean the apartment, then you come here and I'm tired. It was already 10 or something, I don't know. 10 in the evening, right? After I didn't sleep well for like 4 nights or something. I'm sorry. And not one of those people because one of the guy went over to smoke outside. The girl was with me, and the main policeman, I guess, I don't know who is because he never presented himself. He said, well, if you do photography like you said you do, where's your camera? I was like, I mean, seriously, do you want me to show you my camera? Seriously? I'm pretty sure they went from my home anyways. I mean, what's the point? It's like, yeah, if you do pictures, I mean, you have to have pictures at your own house. It's like, no man, I don't have to. I mean, he was saying that I don't even have a job as a photographer. It's like, excuse me? I mean, do you even know what I do? Let alone you've trashed my house and you say I don't do photography? I mean, that's the worst, you know? And basically at some point, he decided it's okay to kick me in the thigh. Because apparently that's what all good policemen do. They kick you in the thigh. Like, you know, like with a full feet, full on, while I was sitting down. And I said, why do you do that? Why do you hit? I mean, what's going on? And the girl, she was like, I didn't see anything. Were you hit? I was like, look man, you were literally staring at me while he was hitting me. I didn't see anything. Maybe you were imagining it. I was like, yeah, sure, the pain and, you know, the bruises. I told them, look, I'm this person, I get blue so quickly, you have no fucking clue. Like, you kicking me, you know, it's not okay. I mean, it's not really where you actually see the bruise, but there actually are at least 2, now I saw there are actually 3 spots from the kick. These are what policemen do, they kick you in the thigh because they like it so much, you know. This is like procedure. Kick the person. Okay. And while they were inside discussing, I don't know what with that person who was so much more valuable sitting inside while I was outside of my own property, they said I have to go to the police station. I had nothing. Nothing. They said, let's go into the car. I don't know exactly, like, I was trying to guess how late it was, how I'm gonna go back home or something. And I asked, like, is this funny for you to say that I don't have a job? I mean, we even have a lease here for our business. I was like, yeah, we know your job, it's video chats. Like, sure, it has so much in common with what we do. Okay. It's like, yeah, we know how video chat is in the city. And yeah, I mean, you earn way too much. Usually people on video chat, they don't earn so much. It's like, yeah, probably because we don't do video chat, okay? It was so disgusting. And I asked, like, am I gonna be kicked again or something? It was like, yeah, you know, I said, look, the only thing I saw up to this point is that you are very disrespectful. A lot of men, minus one girl, are very disrespectful. They went into my house and they also vandalized me and my property. I was even kicked for some reason that I don't understand. It's like, oh, did it hurt? It's like, okay. And the guy who was like ready to drive said, look, I'm gonna hit her as well. And he took the hand and put it on the foot. It's like, look, I'm hitting her too. It's like, sure. Anyways, they were making very sick jokes, honestly. And he was like, look, I'm not getting paid for this. He's like, yeah, because it's your job. That's why you're not getting paid. I was like, yeah, of course, because, you know, you didn't come on my expenses. You were coming from someone else's expenses to my apartment. That's why probably you two, because you were called by the small girl crying, you're not gonna get any bonuses. the big bonus is gonna go to that guy, because that guy said it's okay to come to the property, because apparently it's so okay to go in someone else's house and wait there 3 hours, you know? This is so legal, man. I mean, it's like an open book. Anyways. And the person who called was actually the person who was the drug dealer. Okay, so that was, you know, amazing. Anyways. And we went to the police station on the other side of the city. I was thinking, great, how I'm gonna get back? Anyways. And we went into the police station and we filled out like a bunch of forms, basically asking me if I was ever into trouble for anything. I was like, yeah, you know, basically of you kicking me and then insulting my home and myself, you know. And I said again what I said yesterday, that this drug person was not leaving our property and we had to remove it because it was not into our intention to have this person any longer. But that was before he decided to come back with our key and call a bunch of people in 3 hours with full office work, you know. But that was before that, okay? There was a full episode before that with the drug person inviting drug people over. And you don't see that because I called the police twice and you didn't do anything. But when he calls the police, you come with a full office on the property and wait 3 hours just for this person. How nice are you? You didn't wait 5 minutes for that guy to come back and open the door, but you're gonna wait 3 hours for me. I'm feeling so important, you know. Moving on. So we just did the office work, and I said again, look, we have a lease there. We are a full running business and everything. And you know, basically this room was just free and we offered it to someone, that's all. I mean, it's not like it's something weird, and we don't like people who do drugs. I mean, sorry, I said one time, we are not siding with those people and we're not doing drugs, so that's the position. And you know, after going through all this, I thought maybe they're gonna kick me or whatever. I was expecting everything. When, you know, we were done, I signed the paper and I don't know what's gonna happen, that's the thing. I said clearly we don't intend on talking to those people at all. First of all, they have to sign a non-disclosure where they say like